Does it look good?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do it look like Terminator?
No.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, but the guy in the show didn't look like Terminator either.
They kind of did.
He was broke-ass Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, he was.
There
He
you
was
go.
an off-brand.
Broke-ass off-brand. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Welcome to the Stranger Things review. I was making the thumbnail there. I know everybody's already talked about it, but hey, we're big fans of Stranger Things, and we'd like to give you our opinion on the series. We did a Stranger Things 2 season review, I believe. And I don't... well, not you. Yeah, maybe I did. I don't remember it. Let me check. And we're ready to give you our final verdict and tell you whether we think Stranger Things 2 is able to recapture the sort of lightning in a bottle that Stranger Things, the surprise hit of Netflix, if it can do it again. Yeah, so we did do a review, actually, with all three of us, you idiots.
was there.
I forgot. No, I'm an idiot. I forgot. Gave season 2 a 9 out of 10. You gave it a 9 out of 10.
You were wrong.
You gave it an 8 out of 10. Upon reflection, it probably is an 8 out of 10. But it was really good. Really, really good. I think
if you exclude one episode, it's really good.
The Lost Sister.
I think
we all hated it.
Right.
Hated it.
And here, that's the greatest thing about this season. The Lost Sister does not factor in here at all. Yeah. They got one thing right. They realized everybody hated it. She doesn't come in. What that does for the story, well, I don't know. You know, and I made a prediction on my last review, since we just saw it, is that I thought that it would get a bit grander. There would be more military. There'd be more monsters. It does get grander. There is a military, but it is the... this is a spoilers review, just so we can combine it all together. The Russians are involved in this one. Yeah. I thought it'd be the U.S. even on a bigger scale, and Father would be there, but no.
They learn from their mistakes.
It is. They got out of there, and Russians kind of picked it up. They build a mall, and they're under the fucking mall, and how that's even possible, I don't know. But it is. And so I kind of got that right. But I didn't get right that they were all in high school now. I think this is the transition period. They're on summer break. Yeah. You know, we got characters off at camp, coming back. I said that everybody would be more together. We'd finally get Will with the whole group. And the whole
we
group
don't get them together. You know why?
That was one of the
goddamn girlfriends. That's why.
Yup.
And Will is by himself. I feel like Will.
Hormones. But you know what? Just because it goes in this direction and in direction I didn't think it would, I don't think it's bad. I actually liked the fact that the boys are growing up. They're showing these signs. They're dealing with girls and girlfriends.
Will just wants to play some D&D. I was like, Will,
I got you, Will. But at the same time, you could also relate with when girls, a misunderstanding, and then, I'm going to break up. Well, I already broke up with her 5 times. And here's what you got to do. You got to buy something nice, something that's shiny, glittery. So all that
Max
stuff
was an
good.
Instigator for 11, though.
Yeah.
Big time. Like, it felt like that Eddie Murphy was like, what have you done for me lately?
I haven't seen that one.
No,
but
it's wrong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, wrong.
Yeah.
But it's just, I felt, and let's try to make this shorter review.
Okay.
I felt that the first 3-4 episodes were a lot slower, a lot harder to get into. I think we're misfiring a little bit.
This is a big setup for those.
Well,
it's a lot.
I think I'm going to frame it. I'm going to say the exact same thing, but a little different.
Okay.
Half the season was boring.
Damn.
And that's 8 episodes, right?
So 4 episodes were boring as fuck.
Whoa, boring as fuck. I won't go that far.
That's a piece of shit.
I'm going to counter you on that. I say this character development is necessary so we can see the boys growing. We can see everything going.
I would call it character development if they continued to develop, because the things that I liked about the first couple episodes were I liked the theme of them growing apart, and had that been something that actually mattered or continued on, they just 3 episodes in, they're just like, that doesn't matter anymore. They're going to get over the fact that they don't play D&D together. They're going to get over the fact that they don't, do anything, and it went nowhere. There's so many things in this series that went absolutely nowhere. And I liked it. It was really slow. I didn't like it anywhere near as much as I liked the first one, and I don't think I liked it as much as even the second one. It was still good, but it just didn't. There was so much stop and go.
It fell off to me, and I think what fell off is, so I was already a little wavering, on some of these episodes. I was engaged, but because these are my favorite characters, I like seeing them go through stuff. I thought Billy's performance was fascinating. I love the fact that you get the bully and that he is actually possessed, and so he's the villain of this, with also this goop monster. It's the shadow monster, but in goop form. The mind flayer in this physical form, I thought was incredibly awesome. And don't get me wrong, the last 4 episodes pick up, and it goes into territory not even the second season did, not even the first season did, and it executes things better than those 2 seasons. However, I do agree with you in that I feel this season is incredibly uneven. It's mixed. It has those high highs, but it also has the low lows where I'm bored. And, I was watching it with my girl, and there were times where I just, we were disengaged from it a little bit.
I started painting Warhammer figures
but
while
you were
it was
watching,
going on.
We were watching.
I was watching.
The mega fans are going to get mad, but that's never happened before.
Yeah.
I've always been engaged in every episode, and in this one was a little bit. And here I was worried. I even tweeted. I was like, "Did this fucking series just jump the shark?" Because when little kids are infiltrating a Russian base with AK-47s, that basically these boys take on an entire Russian base themselves.
The best Soviet minds, the best Soviet warriors, the best Soviet
impenetrable
elites. They're operating on American soil. These are the elite of elite, and they're just fucking running around. It's like Benny fucking Hill.
Yeah.
Okay, it is ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous that they don't shoot them on sight, that they capture them and they ask them stupid questions. No, that shit would be over with. The security, just everything.
So I think Stranger Things works really well when there's a small scale and there's one monster. How the kids react to a single monster in season 1, and then they get bigger, and then the Russians are involved, and there's even a bigger monster, and then there's people eating fertilizer, which never goes anywhere. Like, you never find out why they're eating chemicals. It's like, oh, there's gonna be something cool. Th're actually building something. No, they just needed to turn into goop.
Weird.
Just needed to turn into goop. But then it stops being believable, and you're exactly right. It jumps the shark. It's just like, I don't buy that any of this actually happens.
Once I got over the jump the shark moment, and I said, okay, we're doing it. Nostalgia, Russians are the bad guys. Let's embrace it.
Yeah, turn on the 80s big time.
Turn it on the 80s big time. Going in overdrive. And because I love the characters, and because they were well acted, well executed, and well written, it didn't matter so much to me. I enjoyed the fuck out of the last half of the season. I just let go, and I enjoyed the ride. But this ain't your 2 years or 3 years ago Stranger Things. I was trying to say there was just two, but this thing went way over here, right? It starts off and you see an actual Russian fucking base and military in Russia. I'm like, and then wait a minute, but you were just in the lab that was showed in Indiana. So I think that links the two places, so that you can maybe teleport between these two places through the gate. I'm coming up with some spoilers. Well, we're already in spoilers. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that what happens that's colossal in this season? Well, we have the storyline of the hot mom who's going to get with Billy. She decides not going to get with Billy. I have a family. So that just kind of, I don't know, it felt pointless. It felt like you set it up.
Hot. Everyone wants Billy.
Everybody wants a piece of Billy. Billy dies.
Even the mind flayer wants a piece of Billy.
Yeah, got a piece of Billy.
Yeah.
Billy dies. And honestly, I checked out for the Billy moments. As soon as they started showing Billy's backstory in some other world,
it's Inception.
I'm like, oh,
they
God.
did the whole Inception
I'm
thing.
like, Billy's gonna die. Yeah. Why show his back? Why show all this stuff? He ain't gonna be like the new Steve. Like, he's not gonna be a new babysitter or anything like that.
No, Steve was great.
And so I knew he was gonna die. So that was telegraphed quite a bit. And so when people told me they were crying during that moment, I wasn't crying. I wasn't emotional. I thought it was like, oh, that sucks and that's cool that he gets this moment of heroic.
We got that last season though. Like where they explained that Billy is the way he is because his dad beats the shit out of him constantly. So it kind of explains that thing. And then Elle goes to a beach like they did in Inception. She's going through his memories like they did, she's in his brain and going through all of these nonsensical things that don't matter. We already know that thing. And I don't.
Here's the problem, and I think you're tapping into it, is that this season lacked originality. This season lacked the creativity. We're stuck with Russians. How many times have we seen the Russians? And
Every 80 film.
My thumbnail is of Terminator.
Kmart Terminator.
When Terminator, the most generic fucking off-brand Terminator I have ever seen. My girl was like, "Is he a robot?" And I'm like, "No, he's just acting like a robot so that they could do the whole fucking Terminator Arnold Schwarzenegger thing." And I hated this part. I know they really enjoyed it, and they were like, "Yeah, we get to throw a Terminator reference because we love Terminator. It's nostalgic. It's 80s. All this stuff." I did not like that part. I thought it was a poor imitation. It was pointless. It sucked, and I was just checking out. I was like, "All right, come on."
Well, some of it's intentional, right? Because they throw these tropes
in. It's fully intentional, but when you're aping something poorly, I don't care.
Yeah, I buy it. I didn't like some of the references. They show New Coke a couple times, and then they have like a conversation about New Coke.
Did you see that? This series is so filled with advertisements. I have never seen so many
ads.
I keep thinking, is this an ad? You got Coke, you had fucking JC Penney's, you had fucking Julius, and all the shops in the mall that they were doing, and I was purposely trying to ignore them, but there was more than just the Coke ad. Yeah. Right? But no, I think they weren't paid, and they were just trying to play up the 80s with the over-the-top stuff in the mall.
Where was it? When was Pepsi Crystal?
90s, I think.
It's not Pepsi Crystal. It was the new formula Coke is what they were.
Well, yeah, I was just wondering.
But they bring back the little sister character. She is so over the top, so mean to everybody, like sassy, like a mofo.
Yeah. She did a great job. She was annoying.
Yeah.
But she never turns it off, Joe.
No,
I was like, when is she going to turn it off? I don't want to take this character, which I thought was hilarious and awesome in the first one, and turn her into a one-note character. And she kind of did that a little bit. And I was like, I know people are going to love her role again because they really play. It felt a little like fan service. She was so good in season 2, we need to use her in season 3. They find a creative way to use her. She can fit into the air vent so that they can basically infiltrate the Russian base. But that code cracking, really, that scene was really
well.
Bad.
The code, there was no purpose to the code.
She automatically knows Russian. She's like, I don't know Russian. I know French, and then she's able to understand like Russian within a few minutes. It
was on purpose, though. It was poorly done, but it was probably on purpose.
Yeah. So there were a little tropes, a little contrivances, a little aping of better franchises, and a little less originality in the fact that they're playing up the 80s thing. They might have cranked that a bit too high. However, the action is amazing. The Mind Flayer scenes, when the groups finally come together, and that was another thing I wanted to talk about. For most of the season, Dustin is who was the kid that went to camp? Dustin, yeah. Dustin is separated from everybody. You know, you don't really get that group dynamic there at the end. Dustin goes to camp. He's got a girlfriend. Tells everybody he's got a girlfriend. How hot she is.
Hotter than Phoebe Cates.
And smarter. And just so smart. And I'm like, they're doing this. Fake girlfriend. I told my girlfriend, I was like, she's going to show up at the end and save him. Mm-hmm. And she shows up at the end.
Everything in this whole series was insanely predictable. I think Erica was getting mad when I was just like, "Oh, Robin's definitely a lesbian," and all of these things that led up, and she's like, she would check out.
Well, I think she's bi because she does show interest in Steve, right?
No, she never showed interest in Steve.
I thought it was maybe just the friendship that was forming.
Yeah, she was good friends with him.
But I thought when they were I mean it's.
Maybe I don't know.
Just because she's lesbian doesn't mean that she's only lesbian and she's not bi. She didn't specify. I was thinking that Robin could be Steve's new girlfriend because I watched Steve.
Well, I wanted,
they were great chemistry, but
y'all are telling me my
no, because she was saying that she was saying the stories like I was jealous not of you of the girl that was staring at you.
Yeah,
right. But I thought, but just because of that, but now she sees how cool of a guy he is, and he's really nice.
To be friends.
And I just love Steve. I love the transformation. That's a character arc, okay? Mm-hmm. That's a satisfying one.
Yeah.
You got 11 here, being badass 11. She's using her powers a lot. I appreciated that, constantly throwing things around. Billy at one point, they try to trap Billy, gets in her face, grabs her. She's throwing him around. So there are good action scenes in here, especially towards the end. Mm-hmm. It's just the ridiculousness of of the Russian army, just how inept they are, and how these little kids can just, there's no security cameras anywhere, and they can just do whatever they want in that. So the Russian, the Terminator, the splitting of the kids, and the slowness of the first 4 episodes combined to bring it down from what could have been that 10.
To me, also was Hopper and Will's mom.
Joyce.
Yeah, they were just bickering the entire time. And the guy, I forgot his name, Jim's friend, Murray, he said it best. He's like, look, it was cute at first, all this bickering, but now it's just getting annoying. I was like, yes, that's exactly how I felt.
And they thought that was so fucking cute, but no, that was the entire audience. Even Melissa was like,
I was like, thank you.
Yes, Melissa was
I felt
like,
great when he said that.
Thank you. So we all said that. See, that is telling of how that was executed. I know it's supposed to be annoying. I know it's supposed, but they were trying to do this cute thing, setting them up.
They could have done something better. Yeah,
teasing that they're going to get together doesn't pay off.
No.
Hopper here dies.
He's
at
alive.
The end.
Does he?
He's alive.
He explodes, and no, they show the scientists exploding.
Yeah.
They don't show him exploding. But they make it the sad moment that she knows that she has to potentially kill him. And I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. Why don't you walk away from the machine, Hopper? Come towards her. Yes, he could have. He could have simply walked away.
No, because like once he threw the Terminator, you didn't see that big thing going around in circles. He couldn't get past it.
Could have ran and avoided whatever. Fine. So she
I
does
was
that.
thinking the same thing.
Okay, he's like, Hopper, move.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he gets fucking blown up, but he's not blown up. We know he's not blown up because in the after credit scene, a first for the Stranger Things franchise, what do they say?
There's an American in prison somewhere. We don't know if it's Eleven's dad, or we don't know if it's Hopper. We don't know who it is.
It's Hopper because they've always referred to him as the American, and he's the American here. And I think that it's a gateway between these two locations: the location we saw at the beginning and the location that Hopper was vaporized at. But what is the purpose of this scene? It shows you that there's Russia's still pursuing this, and there are monsters in Russia. So they're gonna go to fucking Russia and shut down this military base. They're gonna fucking equip themselves with grenade launchers and airsoft rifles.
Who's the group? Because the group's leaving.
The group was separated anyway.
And then that was another part. How did y'all think? What did you think about this? We're leaving town.
That's fine. I mean, if the series had ended right there, I think it would have been fine.
Yeah.
And then the second that they
resolved it instead of left it open ending.
Of course.
Yeah. It would have been the saddest ending ever but they'll still keep in touch. I agree. If they had reworked this as the final season, that ending would have hit me hard.
Oh, it hit me hard because Will didn't get to play D&D.
It's true.
That's what hit me hard.
You're excited to play D&D,
I hated Will's character.
Our Alien RPG video did pretty well. People want to see maybe more D&D, so Alex might have to run that campaign for us. But what'd you say?
Yeah.
Will was so wasted, and because he was really good in season 2, and in this, all he did this time was like
he was
reach towards, and he just goes, he's close.
Yeah.
That's all he said the entire time.
I was so concerned they were gonna fuck Will over for a third season, but he wasn't the one that got possessed.
Well, he kind of got fucked over.
He still got fucked over a little bit. But yeah, it was our original cast kind of being put to the side just a little bit to introduce new dynamics, to introduce the Hopper and Joyce getting back together, the teacher, the conspiracy theory guy. They all found contrived ways to get him back. He knows Russian. And I liked his relationship with the Russian guy going to the carnival. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
He had fun.
Sucks that he died, and that one I felt because he was like just now, But here's the thing, all that stuff, right? And I wanted to see the original group get together and do their thing, and that's in the later half of the season.
Well, Steve and Dustin were good. Joyce and Hopper went on that pointless quest that accomplished almost nothing, right? Because they're like, oh, we learned all this stuff, and the kids are like, oh, we've already been there. I know how to get in there. So it's like, well, why did I spend hours watching these two bicker for nothing? They accomplished nothing with their quest. And I don't know.
So they did zombies. They did this whole, super strong zombies. I was like, oh, no, they found a way to do zombies. Because the Mind Flayer is injecting a goop into their mouths and stuff and turning, actors that we know into bad guys. I was like, how are they going to deal with this? Can we get things out? Because at one point they showed like a little girl. They show...
No, they're dead.
No, they're motherfucking dead.
Yeah.
Dark.
even the cheerleader that Billy fucking beats the fuck out of, puts her in the back of his fucking
Well, so
car.
but none of that made any sense because sometimes they capture them and bring them to the steel mill, and the old woman who just ate a bunch of fertilizer and her rat converted her. Like Billy didn't take her to the steel mill. She got converted because there was just like a rat exploded.
Go home.
So do you have to bring him to the steel mill, or does just goo take over? If that's the case, why don't you just send in goo? Like nothing. I know it's fucking Stranger Things, right? No, but logically, you're watching this going.
No,
wait a
but
minute.
see, here's the things. We are critics. This is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to articulate why some parts didn't work as well as others.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to watch Stranger Things and you think this is the greatest season ever, this is 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, better than the first season, that's great. I support it.
I don't.
I don't support it, in my opinion, but I support that you think that it's the greatest
You're
season.
allowed to like what you like, but it is not better than season 1.
Right.
No.
So here is our critical analysis. Let's go with some final verdicts. Let's go
ahead.
Alex first.
I'm curious.
I'm going to give this... So this one, we shit on it pretty much constantly. But I think what we did gloss over
Right,
is...
in the review, you're saying we did a lot of negative.
We didn't talk about much of the positives, right?
Okay,
Like I still
talk
think
about the positives.
there was still some things that I liked about... One, I like the characters. I think the story wasn't very good. I mean, I love all of the, hey, member, new Coke, to a point. I love some of those things because it's like stuff that I grew up with. It was eventually entertaining. I did check out a little bit, so I think this is above average television. It's kind of like what we talked about Game of Thrones. A bad Game of Thrones episode is still pretty good, damn good.
Yeah,
TV.
yes.
And so this is not a bad Stranger Things season, but this is the worst of the Stranger Things seasons, and it was still pretty good to watch. So I think it's above average. I don't know if it's a 6 or a 7. I'm going to give it a 6. That's above average. 6 for us is good, right? I think this is good. Had it not ended the way that it ended, had it not been so slow in the beginning, had so many unnecessary side plots, logically made no fucking sense, then I think this could have been significantly better, but it just didn't.
Okay. Let me also talk up the good points, because every time we critique something, we get downvoted because we're mega fans and we lose.
We don't talk about
No, I'm not going to compromise my opinion just because we're telling it how we feel. This is all. No. Okay, so let's go. But I do want to say that the acting was excellent. You got to see the characters grow. In my opinion, you get to see the characters grow in unique and interesting ways and a general extension of the story. But what it feels to me is it feels like Stranger Things 2.5 rather than Stranger Things 3. I guess it's the whole sort of summer kind of vacation. It's just done and resolved, kind of rather quickly.
Or it feels like it's the third
it sets up that 4th and 5th season. What it feels like to me is that the story is being dragged,
stretched,
so that it can support multiple seasons, so that Netflix can make money, rather than the story making sense in that way. Season 4, when are we going to end this thing? I don't think Stranger Things can handle this many seasons. I think it should have stopped at 3. I know they're already working on 4, and I think they're going to try 4 or 5. I think that they're going to round it out, nice big 5 number. Babylon 5 was 5. They're going to try to do
I would have been happy
Stranger
with
Things
2
with 5. Yeah. You would have been happy even with 2. Joe, give us your thing.
Can I grade it on a curve? Because it's from Netflix.
No.
No.
What are you talking about?
All right, just asking.
We are strong here. Don't be afraid.
I liked it a little bit better than Alex. I'm going to give this a 7. The best thing that came out of this for me was Steve and Dustin.
Yes.
Every time they were on the screen, and even Robin. I liked Robin too. She was great. So every time they were on the screen, I loved it. If they want to do more seasons, please. I wouldn't even mind a spinoff of those two. They're enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
But I also do like the Mind Flayer coming out and like attacking everything. The mall scene was pretty cool when they'll finally get together, but it's pretty rare. But the best thing was those two guys. So I enjoyed it. It was a 7.
7. So like you guys, I thought the Russians. It's like really, and the Terminator thing. And then,
they're just hammering the 80s thing.
And then the girlfriend thing, it makes sense, but okay. And then the crew's getting together, and
Joyce and Hopper.
And Joyce and Hopper. But then the battles at the end, and the Mind Flayer, and Dustin, and fucking Steve, and fucking even the Billy stuff was fascinating, and the special effects and the scale and the epicness getting bigger. But we can't ignore that there were some things in there. But I like it even more than the both of you guys. I was going to give it an 8 out of 10. It probably might be a 7. This might be my excitement and stuff because there were problems, I think, all through those first 4 episodes. But I enjoyed every single one of the last 4 episodes. I think that had good pacing and that was good. But like you said, overall, I like where the character, I like the interesting things that have been set up here. I'm willing to do another season, but I think if you go 5, it might be too much. You know,
But like right now, we're already we're saying this stuff has been done. It's been everything's just rehashed.
It's just
If the next one, what are they gonna do? It's gonna be the same thing, maybe just stuff we've seen before.
Well, we had such a nice natural end.
I
Like
just don't understand how some people are like, this is the best season.
No.
This is better than 1. This is just as good as 1 or 2. It's like, what? The jump the shark moment. And now they're going to have to go to Russia. So we are getting a 4th season. Let's talk about what they think. So I made the predictions. I was kind of half right on some of them, right? What do you think is going to happen in the 4th
I
season?
predict I'm going to like the next season even less than I like this one.
That's a safe prediction.
Yeah.
They're gonna go rescue Hopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elle gets her powers back, and things. Hopefully, the whole the
Guess who's going to come back? Who I think is coming back in the 4th season? What I said would happen in this season. All the things that I said would happen in this season is going to happen in the 4th season. They're going to go to high school. Summer's over. Break is over. They're in school now.
They have to go to Russia.
They have, and they're going to deal with the mother-father character, and the Suicide Squad is going to show them and help them out. We got to deal with that sister character.
I hope not.
They're the ones that fucked it up and brought her up. If they never bring her up again, you kind of fuck the Lord. It's like
Of what?
I'd rather them just fuck the lore than make bad episodes.
Just she's out there, fuck whatever she's doing. She's just at home sitting on her ass, eating Cheetos and not helping.
She got arrested. The cops found her.
Okay.
And she's done.
Okay. I did not like that episode, so that's fine with me. But I do think they're going to bring her back in season 4.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, Joyce, Hopper's alive." She's like, "Oh, we got to go to him."
Right. And
she's off
with 11. And then they infiltrate a Russian base. That sounds familiar.
Infiltrate Russia, the country first,
Russia,
then the base,
and
then
the
yeah.
base. But how do they do that? They do it through the gate, my friend. Through the gate.
No,
Well, it blew up. No, it blew up. The machine blew up.
Yeah, but it'll open up or something.
I don't know. I don't know, man. And then eventually they will all live in the same place again?
No.
They are permanently. See, I at first I thought I was mad because she moved away, but honestly they set that up and it makes fucking sense. She's like, this isn't going to happen again. If this is happening again, I can't take this place. I just want to move away. But no, okay, I'm going to try to make this work. Hopper's dead. There's no reason for me to stay here. This happened again. Fuck this town. We are out. It's like the first thing that makes sense that she did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Joyce
She's
can't
moving
find
away
love,
to
man.
protect her fucking children. No,
Can't
she's
find
out.
love. Rest in peace,
Winona
Bob.
Ryder.
God damn it,
Rest
Bob.
in
We
peace,
miss
Bob. I
you.
was hoping. No,
Bob would
was
come
in
back.
It. He was in it. He was in it in the flashback.
Oh, yeah, we got a little bit of him.
Bob, what is with Stranger Things killing bees? Bob is dead. Barb is dead.
Billy.
Billy's dead. Who's gonna die in season 4? It's gonna be
Bartholomew.
no, Joe.
No.
Who do you know named Bartholomew? Give me another big name.
Ben.
Okay. Ben is fucking dead in season 4, all right? All right, guys, that's our Stranger Things review. I gave it an 8 out of 10, 7. We were a little rough on it. Sorry if that hurt your feelings, but this is how we feel, and we're never going to...
And to me, it's going in descending order. 1, 2, 3. That's how I feel
me
about it.
too. 1, 2, 3.
And then
we're
4,
really
maybe.
concerned.
Yeah,
Maybe he'll turn
I
around.
went 986, I think. So.
Yep. So we're really concerned about if they try to stretch it out for 5 seasons. I would appreciate it if they ended at 4, or if they really kill it in 4, maybe we
Just
could do
write a good story.
Yeah, story. And don't lean too hard on that nostalgia. Give us some new,
Makes me really
interesting
worried
things.
for Wonder Woman. Super worried now.
Yeah.
Because if the whole,
All right. Well, thank you very much for watching our Stranger Things spoiler review. And we shall see you on the next Angry Joe Show.
Bye, guys.